Morning, Russ. It looks like we've finally got light at the end of the tunnel as it comes to this hectic schedule we've had over the last 4 or 5 weeks. How has the impact of playing Saturday, Tuesday so much affected your side?
Well, it's affected, firstly, obviously, physically and mentally. It's affected the guys. Everyone. We've just had a little bit of a longer break in between Tuesday's games. It's Sunday, so that's nice. But it's tiring for everyone. It's relentless. It's the nature of the beast this season. All the other stuff everyone's having to deal with emotionally in terms of another lockdown and not seeing their families now for another period of time, etc. So it all takes its toll. What I would say is we really look forward to coming into work and working every day and then working towards the games, and obviously the games as well, which should be the most enjoyable part really at the end of the process. But it's been difficult, but it's been good. It's been full on. We would have liked more time on the training pitch to work on stuff, but when you're playing Saturday, Tuesday every single week, it limits the time you're able to do that because you need to get players physically right for the next game. So you have to manage the load. So, there's bits in the last couple of weeks that we really wanted to work on. We just haven't quite got enough time to really nail things down. So looking forward to getting a bit more time to do that at some point. But it's the same as anything. We have to just keep learning, keep evolving, keep trying to adapt things, and keep trying to progress. And as I said after the game on Tuesday, we've put ourselves, 3 games now, 2 clean sheets. We haven't created enough in the last 2 couple, but we're playing against teams who've done something completely different, which is why it's a new challenge, and just sat off and played really deep and tried to defend and hit a counter-attack, whereas a bit earlier on in the season, teams were really trying to aggressively press us. So that's changed, and it was going to change game to game. So we need to be ready for any challenge, and that challenge certainly changed the last 2 weeks. And we need to find other ways to win and create more.
Speaking of those teams sitting deep, do you have enough bodies when it comes to training to be able to take on, 2 banks of 4 plus an extra goalkeeper? Because that's what it feels like has happened in the last 2 games. Teams have come in and sat so deep that you're basically just trying to break an entire team down.
Yeah, I think we try and work on everything in training. So as I always try and say, we try and prepare the guys for every eventuality, everything that happens on the pitch. We can't always do that, and we don't always have the time to devote to something that we'd like to because of other things that come up and other things we see in games. But it's something we were prepared for, but I think we were prepared for it a little bit further down the line, if I'm honest. I think it's happened a bit sooner than we expected, but I think it's a sign of how far we've come and how aggressive we've been with our possession, that other teams have felt they've needed to do that. And that's been the case when they go in and speak to the other managers. The last few games, they've all said, we felt we couldn't come out against you because you really pick us off and hurt us. So maybe they feel the best way is to do it that way. And it's everyone's prerogative to see how they feel is best for their team to play against the way that we play. And it's the same for us against other teams. What I would say is we try not to change for anyone. We try to adapt. We try to be us regardless of the situation. You saw that at the pitch in Northampton, which was really poor pitch, really difficult surface to play on, and the guys did it. They were able to put in a performance that wasn't quite there in the final third, but in terms of intensity, in terms of aggressiveness on and off the ball, passing with a purpose until we got to a final third when it was just so many numbers. We didn't have quite enough quality, and it's probably evolved a little bit quicker than we thought in that way, and our wing backs being that high quite a lot of the game. We have to find ways to work like we always do, and we've always managed to be able to do that, facing different challenges. And the players always really react and respond to that and learn really quickly. And it's up to us to make sure that happens again, because we might have another game or 2 this week where it ends up being the same. So, we're prepared for anything. We want a bit more time to work in it. And I said to you, it's going to take a bit of time, but we have come a long way in a very short space of time, which is why the players now have to live up to the respect they're being shown and try and overcome that challenge and beat it.
You mentioned there's been a lack of chances in the last couple of games. Why do you think that is? Is that just because these teams are coming in and sitting so deep?
Yeah, we've watched it back with the players. They know our feelings on it. We score an unbelievable goal after 30 seconds, which is got an email from the league this week or whoever it is to say, it was a wrong decision. Another one of those. We had 3 or 4 of those already. If we score that, it's a completely different game. And the goal was outstanding. So, and then we showed the guys we get into the final third repeatedly, the same as we did on Tuesday night, and it just not quite good enough in that final third at the moment, or clear enough or enough conviction, which is weird because the risk and reward is is much less risk in that area of the pitch than there is in our our own third, if you like, when we play out. And the guys take a lot of risk there. I know that, and the reward is obviously, the risk is much higher, outweighs the reward there. But they do it brilliantly. So we have to show that same composure, that same mentality at the top end of the pitch. And I'm confident we'll get to that. But it's also, it's indicative of the fact that Scott Fraser's not been in for very long. He's feeling tired. He's played a lot of games without a full pre-season. Cammy Jerome the same. Colton's been ill for 2 weeks. Steve Walker's just come in the building. Regan's found himself in a different position he has been. Danny and him have been going away on internationals, so they're feeling it a little bit as well. And then Matty's a young player who's been outstanding, but he can't quite keep doing it every single game at the moment. Physically, he's not quite there, so we need to get him there. So we will get there. I'm confident of that. If you look at all of that, and Joe Mason's been sort of fighting a niggle here and there, which is why he's not in the squad at the minute. So yeah, when I look at all that, and when we get them fully fit and ready, and they'll need a break at some point, which might be a good opportunity in the next couple of games to give a few people that chance to really give us the best chance of going to Sunderland and winning. And that doesn't undermine the importance of these 2 games. They're massive, but at the same time, I have to balance the squad and weigh up who needs a rest and who needs to feel fresh for certain games. So we've got a chance to do that, and hopefully when we do that, it will give us more opportunity and more chances in the final third.
You mentioned Scott Fraser there. He obviously hobbled out on Tuesday night. How's he doing?
Sorry, yeah, he's fine. He's okay. Yeah, he's had been testing stuff, and he's fine. So it's good news for us. But as I said, he is feeling it physically. It's been a tough old period of games for him after not having a pre-season and been out for a long time. So yeah, he's fine. He's back with the squad. And he's involved. He'll be involved tomorrow, but I don't know how long he'll be involved for yet.
Now, as with always in these FA Cup clashes, they put them on TV because they want to see the bigger team upset, basically. How much extra pressure is there on MK Dons considering you're playing a lower league team?
Yeah, I think that's a British mentality, that underdog spirit thing. It goes back for many, many moons in football. I remember being the same as a kid watching these games, and you're rooting for the non-league team or the lower league team. That's how it is. It's the nature of the game and nature of the FA Cup. So does it add any extra pressure? Not really, I don't think. I think the guys should enjoy the challenge, should enjoy trying to make sure we turn it into a game we want it to be, and enjoy the chance of, it's an opportunity to progress in the cup and get to the next round, and see where it takes us. So yeah, I think everyone's looking forward to it. I think it's a nice distraction for some people that it's not in the league, and we can, some people will get a chance to play that haven't played recently or played very much recently. So yeah, it's a big chance for us to go down there and really enjoy it, and have a good game and make sure we come back happy with how we played and keep building on the last 3 games.
What sort of threat do Eastleigh provide? I mean, I've not seen an awful lot of them myself, but I assume you guys have sat and watched the tapes over the last few weeks.
Yeah, they provide the threat that they've had a little bit of continuity. The manager knows exactly what he's doing. He's been there, a little bit of time now to get that going, and they're really clear on their game plan and how they approach every game that we've seen. So there is a threat. Every team poses a threat. We need to make sure that we negate that threat and, as I said, play to our strengths and make sure we try and play our own game and go there and dictate what kind of game it is, because especially in the cup, it's really easy to get sucked into the emotion of it and the occasion and it being on the iPlayer or whatever it's on the BBC. So yeah, I think we just need to go there and take all that out of it and try and make sure that we don't feel any pressure in the guys. I think the pressure from us is the Monday to Friday or Saturday this point in terms of the training and making sure we heap pressure and demands on the players of what's coming, so that on the Saturday they can go out there and enjoy and play with a little bit of freedom and play off instinct, because they've had every challenge they're going to face in the game during the week. So that's the plan. And now we have to go there with that mentality and make sure we approach it in that way.
Thanks very much, Russ.
Russ, as a player, you've obviously featured in the FA Cup a number of times. Do you have any personal highlights of playing in this competition particularly?
Highlights, and I've got a few lowlights that I remember, that you always remember them ones more, in terms of playing against lower league opposition and being a bit scary or not, or getting a bad result. So that I'll make sure the players are aware of that one as well. But no, I think it's just a great competition. I remember playing it in the first time, my first ever game in it for Wickham against a non-league team called Colville, and that was a scary game. I started the game thinking, oh, this will be easy against a non-league team playing against all these experienced pros, and they took us right to the wire and we managed to nick it in the end. It was at our place as well. So, yeah, those sort of memories stick with you and make you realise how tough these games can be. But yeah, it's a fantastic competition. One we didn't actually do brilliantly in my previous club. It was like a bit of we'd done well in the League Cup, but not so much in this one. So I really want to do well in it, and I want to make sure we win the game tomorrow and then take it from there.
Earlier in the week, you spoke about Kieran Agard and his position within the team. Given the next couple of games are cups and you've got a big league game coming up against Sunderland, is this potentially an opportunity for him to come in and allow some of your other guys time to rest?
It might have been, but he's picked up an injury, Kieran, just a small one. So, yeah, he hasn't trained all week, and he won't train in the next few days. He won't be available for these two games, which is a shame for him. Because he might have had the opportunity to be involved at some point. But yeah, so Simon and the medical team are monitoring that, and hopefully it won't be too long for him till he's back training and getting fully fit again.